welcome to Beyond the Trail podcast. I'm your host, Dreama Walton, and today I have with me Shelby.
Hi.
Shelby, what's your last name?
Farrell.
Farrell, that's right, Shelby Farrell. I should have known that from your Instagram.
Feral animal.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Yeah, and it's super hot out, I will say, but we are going to hike very casually on the old Cave of the Winds trail. It's actually a trail now, but it used to be an exit, the exit to Cave of the Winds, the theme park that I might be able to show you as we walk underneath it. But yeah, I'm here just going on a casual hike. Shelby's a little bit injured at the moment. So now my last two podcasts are injured, and I hope not to injure them anymore.
No, I'm so grateful to be strolling with you because, like we were saying, I've been super injured. I broke my foot during Black Canyon 100K and decided to finish the race anyways.
Oh my God.
So it was 3 months on crutches, non-weight bearing, and then a month in a boot starting to weight bear, and now we're approaching the 5th month, and I'm allowed to wear 2 shoes.
Yeah,
so
look at that.
Here we are.
So when I met Shelby, she was in a boot. Yeah. All right. So let's get started.
Jury duty for runners. It's the nature of the sport. I've been lucky, man. Like I had a stress fracture 10 years ago that put me out for like maybe 2 months. It wasn't that bad. It was right when I got into running, and I haven't had any serious injuries since. So I've been doing well.
That's good. Yeah. So it isn't like something that happens all the time, like some
right
runners.
And that is something that's so interesting. Like they want to assume as soon as you go into a doctor with a broken bone in your foot that you're not eating enough, that like you immediately start kind of putting you in that category. Female triad thing. And
did they do that to you?
Yeah, well they definitely questioned like all of that, which is good.
It is
part
good,
of the process.
Totally.
They got the blood work done though, and it came back, and they were like, "Oh, you are doing a good job eating." And I'm like, "I know, I love food. Thank you."
I mean that's actually good on their part that they kind of knew to look out for that.
It definitely is, and I think that just like if you ever are a injured female endurance athlete, just like get ready to defend the fact that you eat if you do eat. If you do. Hopefully you do.
Yeah, so you are pretty new to Colorado. Is that
Super
right?
new.
Tell me, like, where'd you come from? And
yeah, I kind of have come from all over. So I'm from Connecticut originally, went to college in Vermont, and then stayed in Vermont for a while, met my husband there. And we decided to road trip across the country in 2018 with the plan of like settling in California somewhere. We landed in Ventura, and then I started working on the marketing team for Good Earth Sunglasses, so that brought us to Los Angeles.
Oh, cool.
And we were in LA for like 3-ish years, and kind of knew that LA wasn't forever, and scooted out of there, went full-time in a Winnebago van, and road trip back across the country. Last summer I had an epic project on Vermont's Long Trail. I was going after the fastest known time, and didn't get it, which is okay because it gives me a goal to keep chasing.
For sure.
And then kind of hung out on the East Coast, got all the way down to Key West, and my husband started working as the race director for Aravaipa, Colorado, and we came out here in February, right after I broke my foot.
Oh, yeah.
Don't move to a beautiful mountain town injured. It's torture. But here we are.
Man, so you currently live in a van?
Yes.
How do you like that?
Weighted question. Most of the time it's great, honestly. The plan was to do a year full-time in the van, and now we're at about a year and a half.
Okay.
So I do think that an apartment will be on the horizon within the next 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
Just because it'll be nice to have an address again. Like there's certain things that it's hard to do with van life. You know, like making sure your license is renewed and all of that fun adulting stuff. Right. But most times, like when we're out in the wild, I am just very happy to be in the van. Like, you know, when you're truly doing van life things.
Like not in a parking lot?
Yeah. And there is a lot of time spent in parking lots. Whether it's because of like Jason's job or just like you're traveling and it makes sense to sleep in a Cracker Barrel parking lot. Parking lots happen, but it is kind of crazy. Like once you put the blinds up and you're in that space, you totally forget where you are. You could be anywhere. So it's taken some adjusting, but.
Okay. Are you going to be okay, like going down this?
Yeah, you go first. I'm just going to do things like a slow baby.
Yeah, I can also help you if you need it. I don't want you to get more injured, so. But there are like little sections like this, and then it kind of flattens out, but at any point we can turn around. Okay,
no, I'm good as long as I'm smart and paying attention to where I'm walking and.
Okay.
Yeah.
So van life. Okay. What kind of made you guys want to? Were you living together in an apartment before?
Yeah. So we had a small apartment in Redondo Beach, which was amazing. Like it was a great location. I called it my locker room though, because really I'm just like go in there, throw my running shoes down, like do work, put my running shoes on and go run. Like it was just, I don't know. And you're spending so much for rent in Los Angeles too.
Oh
like,
my God, I bet.
And we just realized we were.
Do you mind holding them up?
Oh yeah, no problem.
You just realized
we just realized that we were like spending so long driving to trailheads too. Driving around Los Angeles is an interesting.
Oh yeah, like doesn't it take forever to get?
Yeah, it just takes way too long to get not that far, unfortunately.
God, that's awful.
So it was really thinking like, we want to be able to wake up at the trailhead and go run and mountain bike and do the things.
Yeah.
We had experimented with all other sorts of camping setups. So like that first road trip was 3 months in a Walmart tent.
Okay.
It was amazing. And like the tent, you can't knock a Walmart tent. That tent lasted. We had a stick that we ended up taping to one of the tent poles because we had like lost a piece of it and the stick came with us like everywhere. I mean, it worked.
That's hilarious.
But we wondered what the next thing would be. So we eventually tried doing a small trailer pulled by our Subaru. Pulling trailers kind of sucks. So we we ruled that out. And yeah, just went all in on the van. Do not ask me for financial advice.
Me either.
But life advice, adventure,
yeah, I love that.
I'm here for it.
So you and Jason met where?
We met in Vermont. So I was teaching skiing at Stowe. It was supposed to be my last YOLO winter. I was in grad school. What?
Hot girl winter?
It was. Until it wasn't. I was getting my master's in business and I was teaching skiing out at Stowe, and then I was waitressing at Bolton Valley, another ski resort, so I had passes to both. And I broke my leg that winter.
Oh, God.
So Jason actually, he met me on crutches.
Oh, my God.
So this last injury was kind of a throwback to that era.
Nostalgic.
That wasn't like that bad. Like it was, I busted the bottom of my tibia, but it healed relatively quickly because the bones were so close together.
Okay.
Thanks to my nice ski boots, keeping things tight.
Cool, yeah.
So that was actually kind of misleading with this injury because I kept thinking like, oh, well, in 2016, I broke my leg in February and I was skiing again by April, like I'll be fine. And turns out like small little metatarsal bones heal differently.
Oh, is it because of like blood flow?
Blood flow, and then because I decided to run 50 miles on it,
right?
I think the doctors haven't specifically said this, maybe because they don't want me to feel bad, but like looking at the X-ray, there's like a lot of little pieces that I wonder if they wouldn't have been broken in that way if I had, decided to stop.
Yeah.
But.
Okay, so you were skiing and waitressing.
Oh yeah, so I was at Stowe, and Jason was, he was in charge of lift operations at Stowe. So because I broke my leg, I got moved to tickets because like couldn't teach skiing and waitress with a broken leg.
Right.
So thankfully, they had these like Norwegian sweaters that for the uniform, the ticket people uniform. I had my little Norwegian sweater and my crutches and my purple cast, and Jason his job was probably one of the best on the mountain. He just had to like snowboard around and make sure the lifties were doing their job. And so he would walk through the lodge often and
flirt with you.
And I had the whole database in front of me, so I could like look it up and be like, oh, and this is his name, and this is how old he is, and yeah, and I was at the employee party. I was definitely in like a weird, how old was I? 25. Really, really wanted a boyfriend at the time and had just dated so many douchebags.
Yeah.
I was a little desperate, maybe.
Are you saying you settled?
No, Jason's great. But he was like from across the room like, hey, do you want a shot of Jaeger? And I was like, yes. And it was just kind of like, it was really exciting because I realized like he's into endurance sports too. And we had a lot in common with that. So
awesome.
Things.
So you both were like into endurance sports prior to meeting? Yeah,
and he's crazy. Like before I met Jason, he was professional triathlete. He was a Division I swimmer in college. Like,
oh wow,
super into cycling. Like, yeah, he's
just an all-around athlete.
Yeah, all-around athlete. He had his own personal training business in New York City. And I kind of got him like at the end of that. So now he's just really good at all of the sports, but not competing in that like, crazy mentality. Like he realized, he got to a point where he was like, if I want to be as good as I know I can be, I have to go all in on this. And I think he kind of spent his time doing that. And I caught him in the more chiller Jason athlete era, if that makes sense.
How old is Jason?
Jason just turned, he's going to hate me for this. Jason just turned 49.
Really?
Right, you'd never know.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He does not look it.
No, he definitely does not act it either.
No. Wow.
Yeah. So, and I'll be 34 this year. So we got a nice 15-year age gap. Okay. Honestly,
how does that?
I did not, when I was like creeping the Stowe employee database, I was like, oh yeah, he's too old for me. But no, it was actually kind of a breath of fresh air from the 25-year-old douchebags.
Right.
Like he knew exactly what he wanted.
I love that.
Could be clear about it and communicate it and
clear.
That's
know what you want. No back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, any guys listening, clear is kind.
Yes.
Don't play the
clear
game
is attractive.
where you like bring somebody flowers but have no intention of calling her your girlfriend. Like, don't introduce her to your parents.
Yeah.
And then ghost her the next week. Like, it's very confusing.
That is very confusing.
So, yeah, I was very grateful for
it's just super clarity. It's very attractive to, like, meets a man who knows what they want, and they'll tell you. They're not afraid to tell you. They're not afraid to show you.
Yeah, and that
like when words and action align.
Yeah.
That is where it's at.
And it was interesting because he was clear about things that I hadn't even thought about. Like, he doesn't want kids.
Okay.
And I didn't realize that that was an option, honestly. Like, we're brought up to think you
have to.
Yeah, you get good grades in high school, you're involved, you go to a good college, you meet somebody, you get a dog, you get a house together, you have kids. Like,
right.
You don't have to do that.
Now, how were you brought up? Were you like religious?
I was raised Catholic, but like didn't believe it. Okay. And I think my parents were raised Catholic, so they felt like they had to do that.
Yeah.
And so I went through the motions. I actually ended up minoring in religious studies because I find like there's something to take from all religions.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And I really, really enjoyed studying Buddhist philosophy. I did like a little summer study abroad in Cambodia. And
nice.
That was cool, yeah.
I study I don't know if I practice it or I guess I'm just a student trying to learn as much as I can, like about Taoism.
Cool.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I think there's so much to take in.
But not just one religion, like you said.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to just
there's
put
so
yourself
much
in a box.
Overlap between them, which we forget to recognize.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, just like love Buddhist philosophy. I think my parents were just, they taught me how to work hard and be a good person.
Yeah.
And the Catholic thing was just kind of like this is what we did. This is one way to learn.
I also feel like it's an easy way to have structure and to teach morality and good behavior. And look at that cave.
Yeah, this is so cool. So this must be the
that
resort.
Is the new that's Cave of the Winds. And now there's an entrance to get to it on 24.
Oh, okay.
Highway 24.
So cool.
But you can see here that there once was a road.
Yeah.
This is all the ruins of that. And when you are better and you can climb a little, I could take you to a spot up there. They call it the Temple of Isis. And it's actually like a cave that you can stand up in.
Cool.
It's more of an archway because you can see out both sides.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful.
Oh, I can't wait to do like some real adventuring with you out here.
Yeah. Cool. So it seems like maybe the way you were raised made you feel like you had to start a family.
Just like,
married and
I wouldn't like say my parents put that on me, just the
society,
the world, the world that we live in.
Yeah.
So yeah, when he said that, I actually kind of freaked out a little bit and was like, well, I don't know. I don't think we can be together then. Like, I have to have kids.
Yeah.
And before working in marketing, I worked with children. I worked in mental health, and like I honestly, when I started to get my master's in business, the thought was like, well, I'm probably going to have my own kids one day, so I don't want to work with kids full time for my career. So I don't know, like I really thought that I'd have kids, and I think I'm pretty okay with not having them now.
Yeah.
I had to do some soul searching.
I was your age when I had Addie, but up until that point, I kind of was like, if I have them, I have them. If I don't, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm probably good either way.
Well, then I see someone like you and Addie, and that's when I feel like I might be missing out, because it's so like she's like this little mini dreamer, and you get to do cool little adventures together, and that's super cool.
It is special.
It's grateful.
But I don't want to try to like influence or even like, I don't know, make you feel like you're missing out. There's
No.
good things about not having children. I mean, you get to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Not have to worry.
Yeah.
someone else.
I love my mom friends. Like I just, yeah.
Is he willing to like change his mind if you are really, and I can take this out. I'm just curious.
Honestly, who knows? I think like the moral of the story is anything's possible. Like there was a point where Jason did say like he never wanted to get married.
Okay.
And I wondered, would I be wasting like 5 years down the road, be like, oh, well, he told me he never wanted to get married.
Right.
But then he proposed kind of out of the blue. So like people do change. Yeah.
That's cool.
Totally threw me off.
That's super cool. How did he do it?
We were on that original road trip in 2018 and everything was going really well. We just camped in Assateague Island. There were wild horses everywhere. We made our way to Virginia. Virginia's for lovers. And we were at this cool farmer's market on the Blue Ridge Parkway. And he bought like a stupid cheap ring. And there was like this really great, it was like Amish woodwork, like beautiful chairs, table set up under this little gazebo thing. And we just sat down to eat our breakfast sandwiches. I'm a huge breakfast sandwich girl. And yeah, he pulled out this silly little ring that he had just bought. And I was just like, you're joking. I was like, no, I'm actually serious. It's like, whoa, okay. And it was just like, it made sense. Like we're a really good team in everything that we do. Yeah. I don't think van life would work if you're not with the right person for it.
For sure.
You really have to be able to work together and not hate each other in small spaces.
Yeah. For sure.
So yeah, I don't regret the decision. It's been good.
Yeah. The trail that we're hiking on is the old Cave of the Winds exit road for the attraction site. And even back then, it was a very narrow road for vehicles to drive on. There was actually a section called the Narrows, and vehicles had to be careful as they rounded the corner because they really couldn't see what was up ahead.
We're just like so hyper focused on like my career and like we've done so many crazy things, like the moving across the country now multiple times, and like I think we're finally getting to a place where we're like feel kind of stable again. But yeah, relationships are really hard.
They are.
Like, it's crazy that we're even here having conversations.
Yeah.
You know?
I know.
Like, and then to have people come together and, like, live with each other, be in these relationships. It's, like, nuts.
I'm a little bit concerned. I just want you to be very careful if this is too much.
Where are we going? We're going that way?
We're just going up here. It flattens out. But I'm sorry. Is that too much?
No, it's good. I need to like get a little bit brave again.
Okay.
It's just a matter of like thinking about like flat steps. Okay. No, it's this is my PT.
Okay. So, yeah. So
how often do you have Addie?
I get her every other week. We do week on, week off.
Cool.
Yeah. It's summertime. So, you know, like, kind of challenging, but also wonderful. Trying to fill the time. I don't like her to watch TV a whole lot, so she's on the swim team with the pool behind my house.
That's right.
She can literally jump the fence.
That's awesome. And, like, swim team, I feel like teaches such good discipline.
Yeah. So this right here is the sketchiest part.
Okay, we got it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, she is loving it. She has not been interested in many sports. She does not like contact sports.
I get that.
And she doesn't really like to run.
Does she do your kids' camp?
Yes.
I want to hear more about your kids' camp.
Okay. So, Joe and I, like, we kind of wanted to start something to give back, like, to the community.
Yeah.
And so we kind of had this idea, like, of starting a trail running camp. Solely trail running. All for kids. So I reached out to my friends Brandon and Melissa Stepanowicz, and the four of us ran our first camp last year.
Cool.
And it was 2 days the first year. And this year it'll be 3 days, and more kids are attending. So
That's
it's
so
just
awesome.
There's camps about for basketball, there's camps for volleyball, there's swim camp, whatever, you name it.
Yeah.
But
Not specifically
not
trail
specifically
running.
for trail running.
I used to be I've been a camp counselor for a few different camps.
Yeah.
Sailing, nature center camp primarily, and like nature center camp is probably about the closest thing I could think of to like a trail running camp. Mm-hmm. We take kids on cool hikes and talk about nature and stuff, but like
we do that too. So we hike some of the trails that like we'll end up running later. We kind of walk initially to give the kids a kind of like an understanding of what they're going to be running on.
So kind of like this.
Yeah, exactly. And we talk about, mindset, having the right mindset, and how that can really affect, how, not just how you perform, but how much you enjoy it.
Yeah.
If you have a negative mindset, then you might not enjoy it as much. But if you, get in the right mindset, then you can really have a lot of fun with it. So we talk about that. We have a leave no trace. Every day we'll do a trash pickup before the end of the day.
Awesome.
We'll focus on uphill running, downhill running, pacing,
Yeah.
Some of the little ones just don't know how to pace.
Yeah, kids just want to like go out. run.
Yeah. So, and also my main reason for wanting to do it is sport had such a positive effect on me.
Yeah.
And it really did change my life in a way. And I want to be able to kind of do that for other people and for kids. And I just feel like trail running is such a beautiful sport. Like it really is for everyone. And I think it will just, I don't know, maybe there's some kids that attend our camp that really need it.
Yeah. I feel like trail running more so than, say, basketball really does hit all pillars where, we talked about nutrition on this walk already, mindset.
Yeah.
Then there's just general fitness. There's an awareness of your surroundings and
connection
nature.
with nature.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's just a great sport.
I know. I love
Kids
it.
should be starting it young.
Yeah.
And it is something that everyone can do.
Right.
I mean, you just need a pair of shoes. They don't even have to be trail shoes, really.
I know. And we're really grateful. Like, Hoka is donating a pair of shoes to every kid.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. And so, you know, we're charging for the 3 days. Really, it's not even enough to, like, cover everything.
Yeah.
But, here, I think we can go this way. I'm trying to see the smoothest. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, like we're charging, you know, close to, well, now 300. But they get Hoka shirts, Hoka shoes, Ultimate Directions coming out, and we'll donate gear.
Sweet.
Tonry is one of our sponsors, and they're, you know, giving everybody sunscreen.
Yeah, I got some of their chapstick. Actually, I think it's a lip balm, technically.
Yes,
lip
I got
balm.
some too.
So
Coconut
good.
something.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear how this summer's camp goes.
Planning on volunteering, or?
I don't know.
Okay.
I probably should, maybe.
Yeah, you probably should, yes. I'm recruiting everyone I have on my podcast.
That would be super
James,
fun.
Annie, maybe.
Yes.
I don't know if Annie can, but.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think it's a great way to give back, for it not all to be about like ourselves, you know.
Yeah.
Running is such a individual sport in a lot of ways, and it can be very like self-focused. Mm-hmm. And I just think that this is a great way to like focus on other people, and yeah.
Yeah, and just such a cool way to get young ones.
Yes.
Like, I didn't know what a marathon was until I signed up to run one in 2012. Like,
A lot of people don't know what a marathon is.
yeah, and let alone that there were 50Ks and 50 milers
Right.
and 24. Like, I had no idea.
Yeah, totally.
And I think the sport's done a great job with content and media in the last couple of years. So it is becoming more commonly talked about, like, oh, there's individuals running 100 miles this weekend. Like,
Right.
It's becoming more common, which is really cool. But like, the more we can keep bringing that out to the forefront, whether it's with kids or different groups of adults, like, it's exciting.
Totally.
The sport is growing. Thanks to people
It is
like
interesting, though. There's a lot of people who don't know, don't know that people run long distances.
Yeah.
And sometimes we forget that, like in our little circle, that like, oh, this is something really kind of strange that we do. It's
true.
not normal.
Not really. Yeah, I had no idea. I mean, like, I dabbled in sports in high school, but was just, I tried hard and did decent. I made great posters to cheer on my teammates.
Yeah.
But just wasn't brought up in a super athletic world.
Right.
Academics was always more important to my parents, so that's kind of like where my focus was. And in it wasn't until after college that I learned what a marathon was and ran one.
Wow.
And then realized, like, there's a half marathon. So I could have started shorter, but true ultra runner nature in me went right for the marathon, then right for a 50K, and just kind of like, just this world just kind of kept unraveling in front of me. I was like, whoa. And there's other people that do this, and they're really cool, and we can all hang out on trails. Like, yes. So I don't know. It's interesting, like, how people find the sport, like whether there's back at the Air Vibe headquarters where you picked me up today, one of the guys who was on the event crew, like ran cross country super competitively. And like, that's how he knows about the sport, because he just was like in it from the get-go.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's people like me who just kind of
What marathon did you run? What was your first?
The Vermont City Marathon.
Okay.
So it's like the biggest sporting event in Vermont. I was living there at the time, so I could walk out of my apartment to the start and walk down the street, which is really cool. And I'll never forget that first feeling of like starting the race and seeing all these people doing the same crazy thing as you and being like, whoa.
Yeah.
We're all in this together. Yeah.
Totally. Do you see the waterfall?
Totally hooked me. Yeah, it's so pretty out here. It's crazy feeling like a little winded.
Yeah.
Just from
totally
not like moving to altitude and not really getting to do any cardio in it.
Yeah. Well, this is good.
This is
great. As long as we're not hurting you, this is good for you.
Yeah. No, this is good. Like, it's probably like, Jason will probably watch this and be like, Shelby, that was too rough. But
oh man, I'm sorry.
I'm leaving on Thursday for a work trip to Broken Arrow and TrailCon in Western States, and so it'll be good that I had this like little test under my belt to see like, can I hike the escarpment at 4 a.m.? Probably not, right?
No,
that's too steep.
It's pretty steep at the end. At the end.
Yeah. Another year,
I don't know. Year. Maybe you could.
I mean, I probably could. I could do a lot of things.
So tell me, like, you said you're going there for work. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Most people go there to race.
Work. I know. Actually, this is wild, Dreama. So you got on my radar in, what is that, child?
The zip line.
Oh, zip line. I was like, first I thought it was a coyote in the day. You got on my radar in 2022 at Broken Arrow. I signed up to do the 46K on a whim. Had never done like a mountain race. And you were ahead of me on the second loop, and I just remember like looking at your calves and being like, I think that's Dreama Walton. She's so strong. And you were just like, you had this like great cadence, and I really wish I tried harder to stay on your tail. But no, it was like, I just like have this image of your back, like, and your hair was shorter that year too, I think. Yeah.
Addie cut hers, and so I decided to cut mine kind of with her.
Cute. Yeah. I just have this, that's probably one of like the main images from that race.
Really?
That and passing this dude from LA at the very end. I was like, you're suffering, I'm good. I paced myself.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that race?
I did. I would love to do it again, like with some smarter training. And honestly, the Triple Crown I think would be sick.
So I've done it 3 times. And each year I get faster.
That's exciting.
And each year I drop. I went from like 11th place to, I don't know, 18th to like 20 something.
Sport's growing. It's growing.
The sport is growing. But like I literally took an hour off of my time the second year and like dropped in placement.
So wild.
Yeah. I was like, what the hell? How is that possible? But yeah, the sport is growing.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it this year. So I'll be there for Ultra Sign Up. About a month ago, I started working as their content marketing manager.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's been a great fit thus far. I feel really good about it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's, I love creative marketing, and I've spent a lot of time kind of honing in on the craft, and whether it's content for Gooder, or I also worked at Koros before this. Just like learning different ways. going from
I need to learn from you.
Going from like a $25 plastic sunglass to a $800 high-end
Right.
GPS watch was a fun learning curve.
Yeah, I bet. So we're pretty much done. We're at the summit.
Cool.
I kind of wanted to get over here to give you it's a really beautiful view, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Because typically I go down over there, but it was a little too steep.
Yeah.
So be careful.
I feel like so clumsy.
Yeah, be careful.
It's such a weird feeling not walking for 3 months.
But I just wanted you to kind of,
Oh, wow.
There's like a bigger pool that this all falls into, this water. And it comes out of the ground, so it is spring fed. This isn't just snow melt.
Amazing.
But it freezes in the winter, so it'll be like a slow trickle. And then the summer when it warms up, it kind of just all starts flowing.
I'm so tempted to
I know, we
sit
could do.
in that
Yeah, we totally
hole
could.
right there.
I would do it with you
I'm just gonna walk.
if you wanted to.
Yeah, let's do it.
You want to? Okay. Be careful.
I'm just gonna like butt scooch.
Okay. All right. So typically I challenge my guests with something like push-ups or
Ooh.
I've raced someone. I obviously cannot race you,
No, you'll win.
but we could do cryo, our cold immersion.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'll sit in here all night. Let's go.
We can see who will last the longest. Oh, that's funny. But,
I'll wait till you come down before I fully soak in because it is pretty chilly.
yeah, I bet. Whew. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There we go. Oh, that's not too bad.
No.
No. I think that might be cool.
You're gonna win.
Yeah.
That's nice.
A little cold immersion. Halfway at least.
Yeah.
Get in the bottom half.
Yeah.
Important.
Important stuff.
It's probably good for your foot.
Good, yeah.
Thank you for doing this with
Oh,
me.
this is so fun. I've been really craving just like a walk and talk on a
Yeah,
trail.
for sure. I love it.
I think that's like what I've missed the most, honestly,
Yeah.
in being injured is just like being out rambling
Yeah.
with friends and
Totally.
thinking about life. And
I asked Annie this question. I'm not sure if you listened to our podcast, but like, what has been like one of the more challenging, and maybe that's it, but I don't know, things that you've had to deal with during this injury?
yeah, it's a good question. I think it's really just the patience factor. So I injured it on February 10th, Black Canyon. A couple days later, got an x-ray. It was broken. They put me in a boot and crutches. They should have probably put me in a cast right away. That would have made me take it a lot more seriously. And helped me not, like shuffle around a bathroom or something.
Yeah.
Like, just little things like that. Whatever. So then it was this like process of every month getting an x-ray and seeing what it looked like. And just to this day, I still don't know when I'm going to be able to run again. So it's just like super uncertainty. And like every month going to that x-ray being like, okay, we just got to hope that it's progressing and that there's positive progress.
Yeah.
So I think ultimately, like, these are really good lessons to learn. Like, I'm sure I will be applying them to my next big ultra endeavor. Just like trusting the progress and being really patient.
Patience, yeah. And listening to your body as well. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, there's only like now is when it gets risky because they let me wear 2 shoes. But it hasn't really hurt. So that's also one of those weird things where it's like, well, it doesn't hurt, so does that mean I can do stuff?
Right.
And but then you look at the imaging and it's like, well, no, that bone is still not connected.
I hope we didn't do it.
No, I think it's fine.
Okay.
These are nice, like, stiff shoes too. So Okay. Next up is mountain biking, though. I have a bike getting assembled.
Oh, I saw it. It's pretty. Like teal or?
No.
Wait.
No, actually, I haven't even seen the bike. I posted a picture of just like the box. I haven't even seen it. It's going to be exciting.
Maybe, is it Specialized?
It's Cannondale.
Cannondale. That's right. I have a Cannondale.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Lefty.
I don't have any like bike brand loyalty yet.
Yeah.
So.
I don't either.
Jason's a bike nerd though, so he picked out the best one and for the best bang for the buck. And
cool.
Yeah, we're gonna get some real stiff shoes and get to start.
I have some.
Do you?
If you want them.
No,
you got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't. Jason would never let me borrow somebody's bike. You gotta have your own bike shoes.
Okay.
I appreciate you though.
I've just only worn them like twice.
Well, maybe you're gonna have to wear them again on a bike ride with me.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. It's gonna be at least like some really challenging cardio and a way for Jason and I to be out on the trails together. Because I think like,
are you missing it?
We talked about before, like couples, relationships, that's what we do together. We like run and do activities together. And so not being able to do that definitely felt weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good. There's lots of other things going on.
No, I mean, I think it's important for people to like hear that like we're all going through struggles, right? And like, but how do people work through them, overcome them? You know.
Yeah.
I don't know, for lack of better words, deal with them.
Yeah.
You know, like how do you keep moving forward?
Yeah. You have to. You have to keep moving forward.
I mean, I see you constantly like posting, like with workouts, and so you're like, I see you're determined.
I'm determined. Yeah.
I love that.
I've gotten creative. I feel like my upper body is like doing something.
Good.
I don't know.
That's good.
But
can you do yoga?
Not really.
Yeah.
So I did go to yoga with the cast on, which was hilarious. And it was a really hot class, like 105 degrees. I knew the cast was getting cut off like 2 days later, so I wasn't too worried.
Oh,
like,
man.
A lot of sweat got into that cast.
I bet it was funky.
It was, it was great though. Like I used the wall for a lot of assists, and I've been wanting to get back to that studio. So, like,
Which one?
I went to Praxis.
Oh yeah.
They say they're the hottest studio in
They
Colorado
are really
Springs.
hot.
I loved it. I really want to go back. I just need to be really careful with like flexion.
Yes.
Like so even like downward dog, upward dog, I'd probably have to still do with one foot. But
so if you did a hot class, like if you took the hot class, the movements are always the same. Yeah. And there isn't a downward dog in that class.
They're like, well, now they call it like 26 plus 2 or something like that.
Oh, really? 26.
Yeah, because it used to be Bikram. But
right.
Bikram's bad, so now they stripped his
Bikram's
name from it.
Bikram's a pedophile, not a pedophile, but
he's a cult leader.
Yeah, cult leader.
Yeah, he's one of those.
Speaking of cult,
but it's still the same practice, so it's still Bikram. But
gotcha. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I dig it.
Me too.
I prefer hot, challenging yoga classes. Baptiste style is pretty cool. I don't think Baptiste has been accused of being a cult leader yet.
I don't know.
But he does more of like it's kind of a set flow, but there's some variety within each like sequence.
Okay.
But also hot.
Oh, cool.
Also challenging.
Cool.
Yeah, I need more yoga in my life.
I love yoga. Let me see what it would look like if I go under.
Ooh.
I haven't been able to do this. What? That's fun.
That'll be really cool.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I'll let you win.
Yes.
I'm kind to my guests now.
Oh, that felt good.
Yeah, it does. It's not that cold, actually.
No. It's actually sort of perfect.
Yeah. The river or stream over in Cheyenne Canyon was colder that I laid in.
That was in the sun.
Yeah, that was in the sun. Okay, be super careful. Okay. Because it'll be slippery. Yeah, right there is super slippery. So, I don't know. Maybe I can help you.
I'm gonna stay on dry rock.
Okay. Or maybe even over there. Look, Shelby.
Oh yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me just see. Is there a spot for me to put my hand?
I feel like Jason's gonna be. Hold on. Hold on. Let me help.
I just need a spot to put my hand.
Here.
Perfect. Thank you. Oh my god.
Like, how'd you guys get out of there?
She jumped. She
must
just
have edited it out.
One really good step and she just flew.
So yeah, this is it. So we're headed back. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
But I mean, we'll keep. Because I feel like I want to learn more about you.
I just want to be out here for hours. I miss like my 5-hour training blocks.
Right. Yeah, so I guess you've had to put like a lot on hold, huh?
Oh yeah.
Until you.
I mean, my plan this year was to go back on the long trail.
Okay.
And obviously I can't do that this year. Will somebody go and lower the FKT?
Who has it?
Who has it? Who has it? This is so bad that I don't remember who has it right now.
We should take a photo with our phone. Even though Cave of the Winds is millions of years old, it wasn't until 1880 when two brothers, John and George Pickett, discovered the cave when they were out exploring the area. And the way that they did this is they noticed that their candle flame flickered when they got close to a rock crevice. That sparked their curiosity and they started crawling around, and they ended up entering the cave through a small opening and was pleasantly surprised when it emerged into a large chamber. They even wrote about this in the Colorado Springs Gazette on July 2nd, 1880. Where is the long trail?
It's in Vermont. Okay. So it goes from the Canadian border to the Massachusetts border.
Oh.
It's pretty wild.
Wow.
273 miles.
Cool.
66,000 feet of vert.
What?
Yeah.
Wow, nice.
And like narvert, like rock on rock on rock.
Really?
Yeah, so I was like, how did I not break my foot? Like training 8 weeks on the long trail for this FKT. I got 250 miles of the trail during the FKT attempt, totally unscathed. Well, minus some scrapes and bruises.
So you finished it?
No, I had to drop at mile 250-ish.
What? Wait, does that mean you only had 10 miles to go?
I had 23-ish. It was
what happened?
Very sad. Well, a couple of things. One, I wasted too much time early on.
Okay.
So like had I not wasted that time early on, I would have had time to troubleshoot when I was insanely sleep deprived and in a 20-mile stretch with no crew access through the middle of the night, I got caught in a crazy storm. Like flooded neighboring cities. Vermont experienced billions of dollars worth of flood damage last summer, and we ran through most of it.
Wow.
Like, so my training, we'd wake up, pounding rain on the van, get out and run, running through a river of a trail.
Oh my God.
Just like, yeah, a little reckless, but wild. So I felt very, very prepared for this moment where the skies opened up at, you know, like 2 a.m. in the middle of this last, like, kind of long section. I was like, I know how to run in the rain. But what I didn't account for was, A, we didn't know it was going to rain. Everybody checked the radar. There was nothing on the radar about rain. So I had my rain jacket on. There's a film coming out about this, and I think there's actually a scene, like, we're seeing the rain jacket on, and then as I'm leaving, I decided last minute to change into a puffy jacket because I was planning on taking dirt naps.
Okay.
And there was no rain in the forecast. So I was like, I'd rather have, like, the cozy jacket for the dirt naps. But then it rained. And so I ended up soaked to the core, and I was so depleted at that point that it was like a serious hypothermia. Could have been airlifted out if I didn't stop when I stopped.
Yeah.
So
I've been there.
I really wanted to keep going. We got to a shelter, and by some miracle, there were actually people at this shelter, because so many of the other shelters in the northern section, like, when people through hike the long trail, they usually go south to north. Hold on, I'm gonna go really slow on this. Oh, I hate being injured.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You can hold me.
No, you're okay.
Okay.
I'm just being scared.
No,
maybe.
be careful. I want you to be here. Maybe like, sorry.
We're good. We're almost there. No, you're good. This is,
I feel bad.
I need to know, like, I need to know the limits. It's crazy, like, talking about this trail and the terrain and then being here like, oh, you don't know how to walk anymore. Crazy. But we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, don't feel that.
No, I didn't want to push you, like, beyond your
No, that was 30 seconds. I needed to feel it.
Okay.
It's been too long. You're making me feel alive.
So good.
Oh my God, it's so weird though.
Yeah.
It's very humbling.
Yeah.
But yeah, so long trail. So yeah, we got to this shelter, and there's a wilderness first responder there, and they were like, we cannot let her keep going. Like, my crew was 10 miles away still, so that shelter was like right in the middle of this section.
Yeah. But like, you couldn't have taken a nap or warmed up. And
like, I mean, in theory, I could have finished the trail and not gotten the FKT, but there was just like
no motivation.
It was too much like damage done, honestly.
Yeah.
I was more messed up, I think, than I have like admitted to.
Okay.
So this is such a weird story. I wrote about this. So if you ever want like all the details of my failed long trail FKT attempt, I wrote a pretty lengthy piece on my website.
Oh, really?
That's fun to read.
Okay.
Yeah. But so these wilderness first responders were amazing. They like gave me dry clothes to put on. They let me go under their blanket, and like the person pacing me was like not gonna let me keep going either.
Okay.
Like, it was just, everybody was like, nope, Shelby, this is too dangerous. Yeah, and
now we can walk in the water.
Yeah. So they started feeding me these warm beverages. Like, this guy, okay, their trail names were Taco Cat and Blackstrap.
Okay.
And Taco Cat was the dude, and he had this fanny pack of all of his little herbal drink things. And I'm not really a big herbal drinker.
Like elixir?
Whatever that means. Like, so he made some kind of turmeric drink.
Okay.
And some kind of like chai thing, but not like a yummy chai, like a very natural chai. It was still good. What else did he make? And like a matcha drink. And so over the course of
I love matcha.
maybe 2 hours, he gave me at least 3 different drinks. And I'm feeling better. I'm eating, you know, I'm just trying to like come back to life after going through this storm all night and getting soaked to the core. I mean, I was like peeing myself to keep warm. It got, it was darker than I have really let on.
Okay.
I was determined to keep going though. Like I do think, like physically, I believe I was capable, but like, not, too risky. So anyways, Jason finally gets there with my clothes and some warm stuff and with the plan of like hiking out of the trail together. And some weird thing happened where I had like this, I don't know, adrenaline dump, panic attack, like I threw up all of those warm beverages in front of everybody in the middle of this. In the middle of this hut. It was bad. Kind of funny, but and it was.
Was it a panic attack?
Did
you feel like
I couldn't breathe. And the wilderness first responder lady like held me and was like, "Look at me in the eyes. You can breathe. And honestly, I threw up I ran Rim to River 100 last fall, and I threw up during that and started to have that same kind of like hyperventily puke thing. And I was by myself, and it was really scary. I was like, okay, just breathe. So I think it is some kind of like puke reflex. I don't like puke.
I puked at not lately, I haven't, but I puked at a lot of races. Yeah,
same. But I've never, like, until now, those 2 experiences, I've never gone into this, like a hyperventilation. Can't breathe thing.
Yeah.
And so, that scared everyone.
Totally.
I was like, I swear, I'm fine. I don't know. I couldn't remember how to breathe.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That's
250 miles in like probably like 60,000. I got most of the vert done in the beginning half of that. So
I can see why you want to get redemption.
Yeah, it was like, and I was so well trained for it. There's a lot that I learned. Again, I think like I wasted some critical time early on that I would have been able to pivot from that situation had I had the time.
Yeah.
I had set it up with a lot of friends that I hadn't seen in a long time coming to crew and pace.
Okay.
And that was so exciting and exactly the experience that I wanted. But I needed to look at it more as like, this is a race.
Right. And
probably have a little less of the chit-chatty excitement.
Yeah.
Which sucks because like, I love the social aspect.
Same.
We train so hard for these things. I always look at the event as like a celebration.
Yes.
And I think I just need to get like a little bit smarter at how I celebrate as my goals get more and more competitive.
Right. That's what's going to be like one of my questions. Like, do you have some competitive goals?
For sure. Like, I mean, long trail FKT, like when I go back for that, like the FKT's been there since I think, gosh darn it, like maybe 2020 was like when the last female one was set. That's not too long ago, but the one before that I think was 2018. So it's been spread out and Oh, Alyssa Godesky. She's the one that has it now. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So that's just like a really competitive trail. John Kelly just ran like just over 4 days on it.
Okay.
I would love to like come close to his time, honestly.
Okay, be careful, okay?
Right now, the female time needs to go under 5 days.
Okay.
Right now, it's like 5 days and some change.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's a big one. But beyond that, like, I would love to win Cocodona 250. I think.
Okay.
I think it's in my wheelhouse.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you like the long stuff?
I do like the long stuff. I think I could get more competitive with 100 milers as well.
You're stuck here.
I won Rim to River this past October. That was kind of my like, after the long trail, I had all that fitness. Mm-hmm. I mean, there was definitely some recovery that needed to happen still from the effort, but it was like, what am I gonna do next?
Right.
And I was able to roll the fitness into Rim to River 100, which is in West Virginia.
A miler, 100 miler?
Yeah.
Okay. And you won it?
And I won it.
Nice.
Like, ran really strong, like won it.
That's
won
amazing.
it well. Yeah.
What was your time?
Ooh, what was my time? 20 something? It was the second fastest time on the course.
That's
amazing. I was pretty close.
Congratulations.
Maybe if I didn't have that puke, I could have had a new course record on it. But I was just really happy to run a smart race, honestly.
For sure.
Like I feel like I'm finally at a point where everything I've been working on is coming together.
That's a good feeling.
The patience, the nutrition, the consistent training.
Yeah, that's a great feeling.
Yeah, it really is.
All right, I just want maybe down, but crawl it, crab crawl it over here. Kind of the way we came up.
But yeah, Cogadone is one I need to go back for. I ran it the inaugural year.
Okay.
And I was in first place on day 2 for females.
Really?
And that was a little, maybe a little aggressive for where I was at in my journey. I didn't know what was going to happen next, you know? Like, I had never gone that far.
Sure.
And,
oh yeah, we're going that way.
Yeah, what happened next was...
What happened next?
I put ice in my socks, and that was stupid.
Oh. Like up high?
I put ice, like, in my socks.
Like where your toes?
Like, well, like around my ankles.
Yeah.
But then it all, like, melted into my shoe.
That's how Western States is.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really silly.
You run the whole race pretty much with wet feet.
Which I ran all summer with wet feet. Like, now I could do it, but I really, like, there was, like, foot pain that was probably partially avoidable that I had just never experienced before with I think anybody's first 100 miler, honestly, definitely first 200 miler, you're probably going to hit that point where it's just like, it's like a new kind of pain.
I haven't ever done one, so I don't know.
I feel like you'd be really good at it.
I don't know. Maybe not.
I
feel like I've fallen apart at my hundreds for one reason or another. I haven't executed very well.
That's why I think this is a fun sport.
I know.
Just keep going back and fine-tuning.
Yeah. Or just... Yeah, I don't know. They're all so different too.
Yeah.
There's none that I'm like proud of. Like you have the Rim to River.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it sounds like you're proud of that effort. You're like proud of your result.
I kept my head together. Like
I don't have 100 that I'm like, man, I'm like really like proud of that. I just feel like I kind of like got by, you know. Like I finished.
They got you signed up for another 100. What's your next race?
I'm actually interested maybe in Javelina because I hear it's fast. Right? Is it fast?
It is.
Yeah,
I've ran Javelina twice, and it's I would run it a third time.
Really?
Yeah.
I just feel like I should do one that's faster, just because I've done like, you know, UTMB, Leadville, Western States, and High Lonesome. None of them are easy, like...
No, those are all pretty...
None of them are easy.
Wild for their own reasons.
Right, for different reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that was the screaming we heard earlier. People zipline.
That's fun.
Up there.
Yeah, what a cool landscape, man. It's so wild. I'm like, who made that wall?
Right. True. don't know.
Wild. Oh, that's like not a typical zip line. That's like a swing.
Oh, a swing, yeah.
Oh, wow. That's fun.
Yeah. I've taken Addie up there, but we didn't do that.
Oh, that's pretty fun. Yeah, we got to Javelina. Let's do it.
Yeah, maybe.
Do it. I still haven't ran the race I wanted to at Javelina, or Black
really?
Canyon for that matter. Yeah. It was my first 100-miler, so that race, first 100 went really well for my first 100, but like, yeah. That's when I got 5th for females. There's Javelina 2020 though, so it was kind of like your experience with Broken Arrow. It just keeps getting, like, the pool keeps getting faster and faster and faster. Now, we can't diminish our efforts though because of that.
Right.
Still 5th place at Javelina.
Yeah.
And then the
awesome.
next year I finished an hour faster, more than an hour faster, and got 6th place. So it was like, same thing.
Exactly.
It's just
It's
gonna get harder and harder. Yeah.
You're like, I did so much better.
It's so awesome though. It just gives you something to keep chasing. Like,
Totally.
And even like in that year was, I've fallen apart at the end of, I've only done a few hundreds. Javelina twice. I did Tunnel Hill. I fell apart at the end of Tunnel Hill. That should have been a fast, I mean, it ran like an 18-hour.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
18 something, which is like fast.
Yeah.
But it wasn't what I was aiming for. Like,
What were you aiming for?
I think I was aiming.
Finished 118?
Yeah, like a flat one though. It was a flat one. I was aiming for sub 17:30 because I wanted to qualify for Desert Solstice 24-hour track event.
Okay.
Which I still think I will eventually qualify for and run. And I would really like to try to get a mark for the USA 24-hour team.
Oh, cool.
I just think it sounds like a fun goal.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
That's
right?
a
Like,
super fun goal.
Yeah, so I guess to answer your question, like many steps back, like yes, I do have some competitive goals that I've been like just continuing to dream up as we go.
Yeah.
We're just on a little pause right now.
I love that.
Yeah, it's fun. Like, I think that first marathon, after I learned what a marathon was and ran that, I learned what a Boston qualifying time was, and that became a goal for a while. And I just think I love the sport because you can keep coming up with these arbitrary goals for yourself.
Yeah, totally.
And just keeps pushing you further. And
as, like, just find something that inspires you and go for it. And when you get there to that goal, then you like have another one that you could just set for yourself.
And it's not always just winning a race.
Right.
Like, standing on a podium is awesome, but there's just like, you know, how many, like I would love to do a 12-hour fixed, like I haven't done a fixed time race yet.
Right.
And like,
same.
What goals can you create for yourself within like that space?
Yeah. Like I think I would like to do a backyard, like bigs.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun.
I haven't convinced myself on that one yet.
Yeah, it isn't like, I've never done anything like it, but I think it would be fun to do. Yeah,
I'm with you. I think I could convince myself to want to do one. I was pretty like on Barkley, and
oh my gosh,
more recently
I've always been like a.
You're pro Barkley, or
yes,
yeah, I just was like, ugh, I don't want to find book pages while running. I just want to run.
It sounds amazing to me.
But now that I've like learned more about it, I'm starting to turn the page on Barkley. Like I think I could be intrigued, and that terrain. It's honestly the terrain and the weather is what excites me about that race the most.
I think Barkley would be super fun. Do you know Brandon Stepanowicz? He's one of the coaches for cross trail running camp. But he is like such a badass. Brandon has on there. He's ran it before.
Sweet.
But I think he made it 3 laps.
It seems like a pretty wild experience. Yeah. I'm getting intrigued. Yeah, so I don't know. It's interesting. Like, you find different weird little niche pockets of the sport, and like, you're just your taste buds expand. I guess you could say.
I want to do more FKT. I would like to do an FKT.
How cool would it be if we did like unsupported female team on the Colorado Trail?
Yes.
Just saying.
That would be awesome.
That'd be so cool. I've been. Yeah.
Actually, Brandon, he used to have the record.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been dreaming of more FKTs, and particularly more like female team unsupported.
Yes. Well, hey, I'll be on your team.
That'd be so sick.
Let's get serious though.
It'd be it's a serious time that you have to take down. So there's no fucking around.
No.
Sorry for swearing.
No, you don't have to apologize.
Serious.
I make this it's not for kids, so.
Good.
Except for Addie, she listens. No.
Sorry, Addie. I think that would be. I think it could be hard doing like a multi-day unsupported. I mean, like, obviously, like, it's like, yes, the activity is hard, but there is that working together thing.
For
and
sure.
Being really, I think you'd have to be just like really clear on what your goals were as a team. You know who did an incredible job with this was Pink Feathers, Liz Dernstein, and Tara, Why do I still get names today?
Right? Or
no. Oh,
let's cut here.
Help. She has a YouTube channel. She's the picture from Javelina with all the cactus in her hair. Her name's Tara, I think, right?
I have no idea.
This is silly. Well, anyways, they went out to do unsupported together, I believe.
Okay.
Liz ended up dropping. Tara. I feel really bad. Ended up getting the supported FKT.
Okay.
Instead. Like, so they pivoted, worked together, made it happen.
Yeah, totally. Like, if one can't go on.
Yeah, what's your plan for that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But, like, the idea of doing, like, a female team-supported FKT really came about in talking about the Lost Coast Trail. I had this dream of trying to do an out and back FKT on it, and still hasn't been done, so it's on there. It's on the FKT board. Somebody do it. But it's challenging because with the Lost Coast, you have to plan the tides. Because there's just like a 30-mile beach section.
Yeah.
And so, to do out and back, I ended up going one way, and then it was too complicated to try to reverse it and not get stuck by the times with the weekend that I had to do it in. I had to be back in the office on Monday. So, didn't happen. But it's just a really rugged, very wild trail. Like, you're out there. There's no reception. There's giant elk. I was out there with like a dead flashlight and huge elk around me in the woods by myself. It's in NorCal, north of San Francisco. So they call it the Lost Coast because like it was too gnarly for them to even cut a road through it.
Wow.
So it's just...
That's awesome.
It's really cool, but it's one that... I love adventuring by myself and typically do feel pretty safe being out in the woods alone.
Yeah.
But to make my mother and my husband feel better, like, I think doing something like that with somebody is kind of special.
For sure.
And just...
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. Yeah. I think you could probably do it better, you know?
Totally. And I think you'll have a strong friendship, like after.
Yeah.
Well, it could go one of two ways.
Yeah, totally could.
But I think
I think I'm mature enough now that it would.
Yeah.
Maybe like college Shelby.
Really?
There could have been a wild girl fight on the trail.
Oh yeah?
I just had a really hard time.
Tell me about wild Shelby.
Well, I just had a hard time getting along with females in college. It wasn't until I started meeting like rad moms, honestly, through mostly CrossFit communities, that I started having more female friends.
Interesting.
Yeah, the girls were just really catty and cliquey.
Yeah.
And I didn't do well with that.
I never enjoyed that either.
Yeah.
But I do have some really amazing women in my life that I just adore.
Yeah, now I do. Yeah. And it's kind of like 18-year-old Shelby wouldn't believe it. Seriously.
Yeah, I did have a lot of guy friends, like in high school and yeah, even after. But I definitely love my strong female friends.
Yeah.
And I love like lifting women up.
Yeah.
To me, it's a very fulfilling feeling that I get when I can lift other women up. I don't know. I think like instead of being jealous, I feel proud of them, and like it's just something I enjoy. Like
I love this conversation because it's actually like a mental like mindset thing that I've had to work on since I've gotten into ultra running, particularly. Like, it's okay. Do you think were you always like that?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I used to feel more jealousy and like insecurity.
Yeah.
But I made a shift. I'm trying to think. It actually feels like maybe in the last 7-ish years, maybe a little bit longer. I don't know. I've just made it a point to like compliment and to like lift women up, and it not just my friends, but just strong women that I come in contact with, and I didn't used to do that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I found myself like villainizing like my competition particularly. Like I never like, I mean, Broken Arrow was a different race for me because I wasn't like going out there to do anything. So I didn't look at you that hike and be like, oh, I'm gonna get her, you know. But like definitely going into Javelina the second year I ran it, I was like, felt myself like villainizing people, like she's bad and I'm gonna beat her, and like that mindset was garbage. Like it was, and then I'd meet the woman who inevitably would end up beating me, and be like, wow, you're actually a really nice person. And in my head I made you out to be evil. This is not working. So I really worked on it, and so Javelina was like, October. Later that following January, I ran Avalon 50 miler, and instead of hating the women in front of me, I played this game where I connected. This sounds crazy. I do like to consume cannabis while running, so this was probably partially inspired by the THC kicking in. But I envisioned that I was connected on a cord to the two women in front of me and the women behind me. And it was like one of those wallet cords. I mean, not that I've ever had a wallet on a cord, but you know what I mean? It was like that, so it was like retractable. And then, and this is where it got a little weird, I like started picturing like the women that inspired me, like connected on cords attached to me on the side. So I was picturing like, I think it was Maggie Gutierrez at the time.
That was some good THC.
Yeah, it was really good. And it was like, the thought was we're all working together. And just that we like move so much better when we're working together and we're in it together. together.
Yeah.
And it really like I pictured my friend Rhea behind me running, and like she was on the cord and I was helping pull her, and like we were all working together. And that was really the beginning of this mindset shift for me, where I stopped like hating my competition. Yeah. And it just felt so much lighter.
Totally.
Like so much better.
I will say that I don't think I've ever felt that like the towards my competition. It was more just like, I don't know, like just people I would come in contact in my life. Like not necessarily competition, but
I think I was like making competition at everything though.
Right.
So like I mean even in my career, I'm probably a little bit competitive. So it was like, I was bleeding throughout, like just this not nice, like.
No, I think, and actually I bet you're noticing that you run better when you feel lighter and you don't feel like you're hanging on to that negative energy.
Yeah.
I bet you are running better. Way
better. Yeah. Like I'm actually actively working on focusing on my own race.
Yeah.
So like Cocodona 2021, I was obsessed with the leaderboard. I thought Maggie Gutierrez was like, I didn't know. I was like, I'm going to get her.
Oh my gosh.
Maggie's the nicest person.
She's amazing.
I love Maggie.
I love her.
I got distracted working on Friday because we started texting and I was just like, I would drop anything but like chat with Maggie. She's great.
Such a sweet, beautiful soul.
But in that race environment, you're just like, it was the wrong way of thinking though. It was not beneficial.
Yeah.
And I think that you can still be competitive.
Yes, you can.
You can still like acknowledge your competition, but this spin instructor said it once in the class and it really like helped things click. There's room on top for all of us. There's many podiums. Yeah. There's room for all of us.
I've actually been in races like Trans Gran Canaria where a woman like I was competing with, I mean, we were definitely in top 10, I would say top 5.
Yeah.
We like, I don't know. They came up on me. They were behind me. They came up on me. I wasn't doing so hot. And we ended up running together. We actually ended up finishing the race. And we had like caught women along the way. We were working together to catch other women.
That's cool.
And it was so cool.
So did you run through the finish together though?
No.
Okay, yeah.
No.
Because that's...
No, we just ran.
Yeah.
Like, the most of the race together.
Yeah, that's cool. I had somebody ask me to finish a race and like hand in hand, and I was like, no, sorry.
Yeah, no.
I just ran 290 miles to get here. I just chased you for 4 days. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, it just naturally happened that we finished the whole, like, I don't know, 30, 40 miles.
That's cool.
We ran it together for the most part. And we're still friends.
Yeah,
like
that's
today.
So cool.
That was a long time ago.
I think running, my friend pool has increased. Like I don't think I'd have friends if I wasn't running. Oh man. It's sad to think about, but
it's funny. So, Shelby, we are almost back to the car. So we're almost done. I know. But we could always meet again.
Okay.
There's no rules. This is my podcast. But I do want to ask you, like, what inspires you to kind of go after the things that you're going after in life?
Yes.
Honestly, first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, I really just want to be the best that I can be all around. And I think that you kind of touched about the marketing stuff. Like, I'm a marketing professional. I love creative digital content. Like, that excites me. I want to be the best marketer I can be. I want to be the best runner I can be. I want to be the best human that I can be. Like, we talked a bit about relationships and just like being more loving and like the mindset thing with women, like being like working to be more like you and raising my fellow female comrades.
Yeah, because we can still like compete, but we can also help each other and like support each other along the way. So I'm really just chasing like that being best version of myself, like mentally and physically. And I think like not being able to run has sucked, but I genuinely do just love fitness and being active. So got creative in the gym. We were able to still move. Like that's what's important to me more so than the running. Like I want to be able to move my body and use my brain to the best of its potential until I die. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Oh, I love that. And I feel like, you and I could be good friends, I think. I know. I was like waiting to DM you, honestly. Like I knew we were moving here. I was like, I can't wait to DM Dreama and maybe we can hang out. And I was like, no, just chill out, Shelby. Just chill. I'm sorry, because I feel like when we met, I don't know, like, I wasn't maybe as like...
Oh my God, no, you were fine. I was like injured runner, awkward in a new place, like I would rather play with Candyland with the child than like have conversation with you. You were fine. You were fine.
Oh man.
It's hard. Interacting with humans, man. And I think I said to you at one point, like I really miss like long runs because that's when I would have conversations like this and get to know a new friend. And
for sure.
Yeah, no long runs when your foot's broken. So.
Okay. Well, this is it. We're back at the car, and I had such a wonderful hike here with Shelby. Shelby, thank you for joining me.
Thank you. That was so fun.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
Yeah, we will.
Well, maybe next time we'll like be running.
Maybe.
Light run.
Yeah. Or I'll be on a mountain bike and you'll be running. I can film you from the mountain bike. We'll get some dope footage.
That would definitely be beyond the trail. All right, thank you guys for tuning in. I can't wait to get this one out to you guys. So, peace.
Thank you.